What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Roundup. My name is RFC. Just one announcement before the show begins. A brand new bonus podcast will be posted later today, and probably in a few hours once this video comes out. It is the Spilled Milk Show. It's my weekly bonus podcast. The video version will be available for YouTube members, and the audio version will be available for patrons at patreon.com/AugieRFC. So either one you want, just sign up. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. The topics we cover include stuff like Keemstar, Hasan, some of the stuff we're covering in this video, but fleshed out in more detail and in a more casual perspective. So yeah, with that being said, now on to the topics. So the first thing I want to cover is the Onlyfans porn ban, which has dominated my Twitter feed all yesterday. Pretty much everyone I know was tweeting about it, giving their hot take on the Onlyfans decision to ban porn. But everyone kind of seemed to miss the point to it, and a lot of people are just really misinformed about what's going on here. So quickly, I'll read a couple paragraphs just to get us informed about what's going on. Starting in October, the company will prohibit creators from posting material with sexually explicit content on its website, which many sex workers use to sell fans explicit content. They'll still be allowed to put up nude photos and videos, provided they're consistent with OnlyFans policy, the company said on Thursday, which, to be honest, I don't understand how nude photos and videos aren't pornographic material, or at the very least sexually explicit. But I'm assuming by sexually explicit they mean videos of, sex and people, getting pounded and stuff like, stuff like a little bit more hardcore. I guess, you'll still be able to do like nudes, which isn't sexual. I don't really agree, but anyway, here's the important part, the part that people seem to be missing. The changes are needed because of mounting pressure from banking partners and payment providers, according to the company. In order to ensure the long-term sustainability of our platform and continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans, we must evolve our content guidelines, OnlyFans said. Now, as you guys know, just for some background, OnlyFans became like the website to go if you want to do sex work. It blew up during the pandemic when COVID hit. A lot of people, myself included, became streamers and full-time YouTubers, and some of us had to adapt and start jobs. Others of us, myself included, were gifted a job here, posting content online and doing jobs from home for a living. Alternatively, a lot of people went to sex work. A lot of girls in particular went to sex work, and OnlyFans was the place to go that allowed them to post sex work without joining the porn industry, which, as you guys know, is fucking terrible. Now, as far as I know, OnlyFans isn't actually the safest platform to go to either. It's got its own, host of issues, I'm sure you can imagine. But generally, it's a lot more safer than, I guess, joining Pornhub or becoming like a creator on Pornhub. A lot of people are saying stuff like, OnlyFans decided to nuke their own platform. Why would they ban the content that, got them to where they are, that made them such a household name? That's like McDonald's banning cheeseburgers. Why would they do that? They're failing to see that this is because banking partners and payment providers, they're the ones who have the issue here. And the reason why they have the issue is because Pornhub last year got into a bunch of drama. I say drama, I mean, for lack of a better term, because they were allowing unmoderated content to be posted to their website, including videos of people getting literally raped. Not fake rape where it's like, it's pretend rape, no, real rape and child porn that was getting posted to Pornhub because the website and the moderators were simply not doing their job, or at the very least didn't exist. OnlyFans is a little bit different because they actually have to verify you and make sure that you're, I would assume, above age, as well as a few other things before you start posting content to their website. But that simply isn't enough for payment processors to decide that they've had enough with OnlyFans, they've had enough with the company, and they want nothing to do with it. This is not a decision that OnlyFans or the CEO of OnlyFans are making. This is something that they simply have to do. Otherwise, they're going to war with every credit card company in America. And to put it quite frankly, they would lose, all right? Now, I mentioned before that a lot of people are posting on Twitter, giving their hot takes on OnlyFans. Here's a hot take right here. OnlyFans is removing porn from their site, meaning that you fucks are going to have to start getting a real job now. Turkey Tom responded, you stream Fortnite, which is probably going to end up ratioing this guy. Here's my take on this. YouTube and sex work, not real jobs. But you know what? Real jobs suck, all right? I'm a YouTuber. I quite enjoy doing my job because it's not a real job. Real jobs suck, all right? Fuck having a real job. If I can go through my entire life without getting a real job, I would consider that a pretty big W. We'll see if that works out. But don't worry, if you're a girl who just lost her job on OnlyFans, don't worry, because Tipster has you covered right here as he points out the myriad of alternatives to OnlyFans, including FanGage, Just for Fans, Adult Node, Unlocked, and Sext Panther. Tipster, why the fuck do you know any of these websites exist? There's people who are tweeting on Twitter saying that they're porn addicts and they have no idea of any of these websites. Tipster, why do you know all these websites, bro? All right, up next, and this is probably the topic you guys care more about, Ethan Klein returns from his 1-week hiatus onto YouTube talking about Trisha Paytas, saying that he is done with Trisha Paytas. He is done with the pig. That's kind of mean. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Let's take a listen to right here.
Keemstar posted this photo of her at their podcast. And then Keemstar grinning, flipping me off, and Trisha wearing a Frenemies hoodie.
What the fuck?
And I was like, dude, this is betrayal on a whole new level. I mean, especially considering just how much smack Trisha had talked about Keemstar, like literally 2 days ago. This is an unforgivable, traitorous act. And I'm going to explain in great detail why. And I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. A part of me wanted to take the high road on this and just ignore it. But at the same time, I'm so sick of her disrespecting me and my family and causing shit and just being so toxic, lying. And I'm just so freaking over her that I'm over it. She's not, she, look how happy she is to be there. And look how happy Keemstar is to have her there. Yeah, we're going to get into all the details. But at this point, I'm just like, okay, Trisha, you went all the way low as possible. You collaborated with Keemstar after he suspended me. You literally went out of your way and followed him after he suspended me and took credit for it. And so, all right, if that's how you want to do it, then that's it. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to say my piece right now. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to lay it all on the table about this shit. And I'm going to move on with my life. I'm not dealing with Trisha anymore. That's it. I was close to privating every episode of Families over the weekend. I'm not even going to lie.
Frenemies, you mean?
Oh my God. Yes.
What the fuck?
I was so close to privating all the Frenemies.
Oh my God, dude. I mentioned this on my podcast on Tuesday on After Hours, the last episode 290, but this right here is what you get when you choose to platform Trisha Paytas to revive your dead podcast, all right? I don't want to say dead podcast, all right? I'm being a little bit hyperbolic, but you guys got to understand the history here, all right? Before Trisha Paytas joined the H3 podcast, which was only like 6 months, it wasn't that long ago that they started Frenemies, all right? Before she joined the podcast, the show was on the down, all right? The views were kind of the lowest they had ever been since the podcast began. The H3 podcast was seen as kind of boring and nowhere near what it used to be. The Keemstar feud actually didn't really help it that much. It was only when, Ethan Klein brought on this crazy woman, Trisha Paytas, somebody that he had a history with, a little bit of beef with, he brought this crazy person onto the show, and they ended up creating what was 2020's and 2021's version of 2016's Baited podcast. Two controversial hosts, two people that clash, or were supposed to clash. They kind of ended up agreeing a lot later on in the podcast, but she was brought on to be like the clash, to be like, the different flavor or something, and they ended up creating a show that racked in 3, 4, 5 million views per episode, and God knows how much money. The problem is that when you have a show that relies on your crazy co-host, on your unstable co-host, I'm not saying mentally unstable, although, come on now, but, a co-host that's so wild and off the rails, when you have, which is ironic because this episode is called Off the Rails, but when you have a show that relies on the other crazy host, all right, and that other host leaves the show and you're fucked, this is what you get here. Now, H3 is still doing fine for himself, but not nearly as fine as he was doing I don't know, 2-3 months ago. Okay, this is not the viewership he was used to getting. I know the show just came out, but I'm saying, the collective amount of views this episode is going to get, it's not going to be 3 million or 4 million or 5 million or what it used to be. It's going to be somewhere around probably 1 to 2 million, which is still fine. That's great. That's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm saying here, it's less about the views and more just about like the state that Ethan is in here. He's furious. He's fuming. And you know what? Maybe he has a right to be. All right. His best friend, former best friend, completely shit on him, completely backstabbed him, completely turned on him. He's absolutely correct about that, because the one thing that Ethan Klein is right about is that Trisha Paytas, she craves attention just as much as she craves food. Ethan didn't say that. I said that. But I mean, it's no secret why Trisha went on Keemstar's podcast. It's because she'll go anywhere that'll give her an ounce of attention. All right. She's nutty and she's completely disloyal. But you know what? I'm not shedding a tear for Ethan. I'm not even shedding a tear for him that he got banned for a week. All right. So have I. I've been banned for a week before too. But it's not about that. All right. It's about a guy who's so dishonest. He platformed Britbong, dude. Like, he platformed Britbong, somebody that is responsible for sending people that I know child porn on Discord, somebody that was responsible for getting me, Nick Diorio, Tommy C, Brittany Venti, countless other people banned off of Twitter. All right? You want to talk about your week ban from YouTube? Wow. You got banned from YouTube for a week? Damn, dude, that's horrible. I got banned from Twitter for 2 months, and it was going to be permanent had, ironically, Keemstar not stepped in to save my ass. I don't think Keemstar is a very moral person or somebody who has remarkable moral character, but I do think he's a million times better than Ethan Easy. Ethan's been caught lying, being dishonest, using dead people to smear people. I mean, literally pulling people out of their graves to smear people that he doesn't like on YouTube.com. He's awful. So every bad thing that's happened to him, maybe he has a right to be upset that Trisha Paytas, did him that dirty. Okay, fair enough. But you're just awful. I mean, Ethan Klein is just awful in every single way. So it's funny for me to watch the entire shit show take place, all right? It really is something. And that's really all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get upset they got banned. I'm not going to get upset that Trisha Paytas totally fucked him over. I'm not going to care. I'm just going to watch and laugh. That's the only approach I'm going to be taking with this entire situation. All right, up next, we got socialist drama. Oh boy, Hasan Piker, or better known as HasanAbi, make the rich pay. That's right, the proponent of socialism himself. Well, he has a brand new house, boys. Twitch phenomenon HasanAbi talks and talks his way into West Hollywood home. At a price of $2.74 million, Hasan is the proud, brand spanking new owner of this mansion right here. I don't actually know if it's a mansion or just a really nice house. It looks really nice either way. I mean, look at this place. And Hasan, the owner of it right here. Eat the rich, my ass, all right? This guy is rocking it right here. And you always have dumb fucks who will post this meme and think that they're so smart. We should improve society somewhat. Yet you participate in society. Curious. I'm very intelligent, saying that, oh, how dare you criticize a socialist for living lavishly wealthy? Well, just because they're a socialist doesn't mean they're not allowed to participate in the capitalist society that we live in. Shut the fuck up, dude. You know what the better version of this meme is? This right here. We should improve society somewhat. I bought the fucking castle, all right? That's really what Hasan is, Hasan is not, he's not the serf. He's not like the slave here, all right? Hasan is the guy who owns the fucking castle in the background, all right? Jesus, there's no other way to put it. Now, talking seriously for a second, all right? This meme right here does present a very interesting question, all right? Does somebody that promotes socialism, are they allowed to live a lavishly wealthy lifestyle, all right? If Hasan lives in a $2.74 million house, all right, but he's still paying his fair share in taxes, he's, donating to the poor or doing whatever the fuck you have to do when you're a socialist. I don't really know because I don't really know too much about socialism. Admittedly, I'm not really too interested by it. But does somebody who promotes that type of politics, are they allowed to live wealthy? Going back to Ethan Klein, he says, y'all really think Hasan shouldn't be able to own a nice house and also champion for the poor and underprivileged? There is a difference between making millions on Twitch and paying 50% in taxes, and Jeff Bezos being worth $150 billion and paying no taxes. Happy Hasan is crushing it. Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks also posted something along the lines saying right here, "I'd like to congratulate Hasan for building a successful career without having to suck up to right-wingers like Tucker Carlson. Enjoy the home. Nothing wrong with having nice things." That last sentence right here being the key sentence. Is it inherently hypocritical? I would argue, just based purely on my emotions, yeah, it is hypocritical, but I don't actually know enough about socialism to really understand the philosophy of whether this is an inherently hypocritical act or not. This is entirely the same thing that happened 2 months ago when another Twitch streamer who also promotes socialism, Nico Lol, flexed her $2 million apartment. Although I would say her example is probably worse than Hasan's because Hasan's been pretty quiet about his new house. Only on social media has this been brought up. Nico Lol made her $2 million apartment very apparent by making a YouTube video, flexing it, flaunting it, showing everybody, bragging about her nice ass, rich ass, $2 million ass apartment. It seems Hasan wasn't nearly as tone deaf as Nico Lol because she ate complete shit for this, rightfully so. Up next, Taylor Lorenz giving us the scoop right here. I don't like this person, by the way, but she did post an interesting tweet here. Vidcon has been officially canceled for 2021 over health concerns. With the spread of COVID, it will resume next year on an unknown date. This was the first year TikTok was set to take over as its title sponsor. That's right, the first VidCon that promoted TikTok instead of YouTube and TikTok creators got canceled due to COVID. This is something that I called happening months ago, by the way. If you guys don't know, we're about a week or two away from lockdown 2.0 in America, so I'm not at all surprised that COVID swept away VidCon from us. Here's the deal, though. Nobody actually gives a shit about the convention itself. Everybody that I know is still going to be in Anaheim, California in 2 months, myself included, because we're not going to the convention. We were never going to go to the convention. We were just going to go to Anaheim to hang out, have a good time, party, live it up a little. And that's exactly what I and everyone I know will still be doing as long as they don't shut down travel in America, which I don't think they will. So I'm not shocked about this at all. And I don't think this is really going to come to the detriment of many people whatsoever because everyone I talk to is still down to go to VidCon, myself included. If VidCon wasn't going to happen and everybody that I knew wasn't going to go to Anaheim, I would still vacation myself and go somewhere else. As a matter of fact, I kind of wish VidCon didn't take place in Anaheim. I don't really want to go to LA. I would much rather go somewhere else, somewhere a little more naturey, Why can't we do VidCon in Colorado, Or in Arizona, or somewhere that's a little bit more nice, dude. I don't want to go to LA. The city's full of fucking pedos and shit, dude. It's fucking weird, all right? I'm kidding. Not really, but yeah. Anyway, VidCon canceled. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Big surprise. Totally shocked. I'm sad I'll miss out seeing my favorite TikTokers and, D-list or really E-list and F-list internet celebrities that have literally no clout attached to them. I think some of the people that VidCon was promoting literally had like 80, 90 followers, far less than, my followers and all my friends. So yeah, I won't get to see my favorite 80 follower celebrities at VidCon. Big sad. GG unlucky. And finally, I went semi-viral here calling out the Taliban on Twitter. Not really calling them out, but more showing just how nutty they are. Before I get into how epic and base and red pill the Taliban is, I just want to point out Twitter decided themselves that Taliban spokesmen will be able to maintain accounts on its social media platform as long as they abide by the terms of service and do not use their tweets to advocate violence. I want to remind you guys, Donald Trump was banned from Twitter for inciting violence. That violence being the January 6th Capitol riot that people credit Trump for inciting through his use of rhetoric and speech, all right? But the Taliban that quite literally incite violence are allowed to stay on Twitter. Twitter took away Donald Trump and gave us this instead. That's right, this is a member of the Taliban posting a fucking Wojak beam. Here's the soy boy liberal here saying, "Your culture is racist, sexist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, and a threat to our liberal democratic society. You literally treat women like property." With the Chad Taliban member saying yes, with all three of his Muslim wives saying, "We finished making dinner, Habibi." I mean, who can get mad at this right here? This is incredible, Twitter literally took away Donald Trump, who had fire-ass tweets, and gave us the Taliban, who is continuing the tradition of posting fire-ass tweets. I still ratioed them, though. 3,500 likes to 2,000, 2,400. Taliban ain't got shit on me, all right? My clout levels far exceed that of the Taliban. I do want to point out that when I tweeted this out, they only had like 1,500 followers, and now they have like 5,000. So I quite literally like tripled their account size. So, oops, my bad, I guess. Here's something else they posted. Somebody asked them, will Afghanistan allow rap music? To which the Taliban promptly replied, no. Going full Ben Shapiro on their ass, dude. Rap ain't real music in the Taliban. Fuck that shit. And folks, that's going to about do it for our roundup today. My name is Augie RFC. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. And consider supporting me via a YouTube membership or a Patreon, whichever one you guys prefer. Patrons will get the audio version of our bonus podcast. YouTube members will get the video version, whichever is more convenient for y'all. You can make that decision and support me for just $5 a month and get access to bonus videos and weekly bonus podcasts, provided that I actually live up to my promises, which is not guaranteed. But you know what? We're getting a little bit better by the week. At least I feel. That's probably bullshit.